Hey everybody, welcome to The Voice Roundtable Recap. I'm David Komer.
And I'm Carol Brown.
And we're talking about the final six. And then there were four. So two get eliminated. And we started off this week. I don't know, it was interesting. For the first time, contestants got to do two songs. So both kind of a good and a bad thing in some cases. Let's talk Nicholas David first of all. He does September by Earth, Wind and Fire in somewhat of a shoddy rendition. Just for the mere fact that during the chorus, he just was quiet, which didn't really, I don't know, it didn't sound too good. Then he did a really spellbinding version of Over the Rainbow, I thought anyways. What was your takeaway?
Over the Rainbow was his choice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And the other one was the coach choice. I'm kind of with you. I liked the Rainbow. Over the Rainbow was good.
Mm-hmm.
And Nicholas is one of my faves. I was glad he made it through.
You know, it's kind of funny. Wasn't he? He was ended up being coached by Pat Monahan of Train because CeeLo was out on the disabled list with a really bad illness of some sort, cold, whatever. So you had a replacement coach. I'm really glad that both guys got through. It would have been really crappy to go home when your own coach wasn't able to coach you for this week. But
good point. I hadn't thought about that.
But then again, you can make the argument at some point the baby bird's got to fly. So, so Nicholas kind of a mixed bag there. Cassidy Pope, who's kind of the high riser right now, she's kind of, I'd say, got momentum on her side more so than almost any other contestant. She's been she's caught fire. She did Stand by Rascal Flatts in a coach choice by Blake Shelton. Then she comes back, and we've joked that she's kind of like the dime store version of Avril Lavigne. Well, she actually does another Avril Lavigne song, I'm With You. And you know what? I didn't feel too much on Stand, but I actually liked her doing Avril.
Yeah, that's her niche.
But she did it well.
I know.
But
I'm still not a big fan. I mean, you know what? I wonder if this is the fault of the producers for doing the gloss over with her in the beginning. Maybe that's why I'm not attached to her.
That's a good point.
I don't know.
That's right. We never really got to see anything about her, and they skipped over her.
Yes,
and we probably saw like 5 seconds of her first round audition.
But I can see she definitely has a fan base. I can see why even.
Also, a development that was interesting. Christina throws her support behind Cassidy, maybe in an effort to tilt the axis of the show.
Possibly.
You've got maybe Christina voters saying, well, I'm going to vote for Cassidy to support Christina, which I think might have been calculated by Christina to maybe...
Right, because Cassidy would have fit right exactly into her team.
A power voice, but yet not doing R&B or pop or booty music, as it were. But
she's probably wishing she had her
still,
right now.
Power voice, though. You know, it comes down to that. So, but very interesting power play by Christina, even though she's got no dog in the fight, quote unquote, as Carson said. I think it was pretty obvious where her loyalties lay. Was that because Blake had her on his Christmas special? Next up, Amanda Brown, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Aretha Franklin, and she did Here I Go Again, the epic of from Whitesnake, 1989, I believe, or 88. Anyways, what'd you think of that? Two totally different ends of the spectrum by design, according to Adam.
I liked the second one.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't do anything bad with Natural Woman. You make me feel like a natural woman, but I was feeling the other one.
Why don't you try acoustic maybe with Here I Go Again, or do something different, I think, just to showcase her a little more. I don't know, maybe try something different with that. To me,
I don't know.
She got kind of lost in the ruckus.
Maybe that's what happened, I don't know, but I like the rocker.
Oh yeah, the rocker side of Amanda Brown.
Rocker, so I'm not sure about how it would be acoustic.
You Make Me Feel by Aretha Franklin, though. That was kind of odd. That was Adam's choice.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, wasn't that kind of just, we want to show how versatile you are. I think at this point we kind of know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, the takeaway on that was kind of weird. But she did well enough with both. Now, Terry McDermott, who we've been kind of like losing interest in for the last couple of weeks.
And I'm not sure why, but...
I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner and Stay With Me by The Faces. Both of them, I mean, were perfectly acceptable, perfectly fine. I could find no fault, but they didn't really light my fire either.
Right, he didn't have a moment anywhere. At this point, you need those moments.
Is it one of those? I mean, but he's getting through.
I know.
I was totally prepared for him to go home this week. Well, I said that last week too. I don't know what it is. Terry's doing really well right now, but I don't know. Is it possible to be like, I don't know. It just seems like these choices are safe. And
yes, you're right. He hasn't gone out of that little.
Except for that one country song that was pretty much unrecognizable, anyways, for most people who don't follow country. You know, the Blake Shelton song. Again, they played it up like it was a risk, but anyways. Trevin Hunt ends up doing Walking on Sunshine by Katrina and the Waves, the 80s New Wave classic, as well as And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going, the Dream Girls song. And I have to tell you, I'm not huge into Jennifer Hudson, but the Dream Girls song had me picking my jaw off the floor. I was like, damn, as the kids say.
Actually, me too, and this is really the first time my jaw has dropped for Trevin. I've always been okay with him. I just felt like only his power moments were good, and it was weak everywhere else. But man, oh man, was that the right song for him? And he picked it himself, didn't he?
Yeah, and we've been
so good, so good.
And I think you and I have really been on in lockstep as far as how we feel about Trevin. It's always like, oh, a moment here, a moment there, and that's kind of spared him in our eyes because he's been really shaky and kind of. But this was like, this song, I don't even know it, but it was like top of the roller coaster kind of feeling all the way through, and it was almost like, here's a big moment. Oh wait, here's another big moment. Here's a big moment. It was just like stacked on top of each other. It was like a layer cake of audio bliss.
It was great.
And Walking on Sunshine was passable. It didn't do much for me, but it wasn't a disaster either.
Right.
Do we say that's a victory because it wasn't a disaster?
I don't know, but
kind of bizarre, but.
Are we going to touch on the concept that possibly leaving the audience with your best performance when there are two? Which
brings me to my next person. Yeah, when you've got two performances, I've seen this in a previous show produced by Mark Burnett, Rockstar NXS. Sometimes if you gotta have that nail it on that second performance, or else it might be harder because you want to leave them wanting more. And if you go kind of on a blah performance for your second song,
Sunshine.
Yeah, like had it been the opposite way, and Walking on Sunshine would have been the second song. I'm sure the Dreamgirls thing was that good, but
yeah.
A lesser artist, or lesser performer, might have been Curtains, which brings me to Melanie Martinez, which has been the great divide in this table. I have been a champion of hers, and her first song knocks it out of the park, Crazy by Gnarls Barkley, and then the second song, Lenka's The Show, which looked like a middle school play production, which I understand mirrored the music video, although I've never seen it, which made it, do we really need the dolphins? And it was just so kitschy. She almost seemed embarrassed by it. I think it inhibited her performance. It was a lame song choice by Adam, and it almost kind of set her up to fail in some ways. And plus, again, your lesser song is the second thing that people remember most.
And plus, she should have been gone before now.
Then there's that. The fact you never liked her, but do you admit that Crazy was a great performance?
Great? I don't know about great. It was good. She's still just, to me, so much weaker than the rest of them. Yeah, that's all part of her little, what she wants, apparently, her little quirky, breathy thing that she's kind of getting over. But anyway, she is just not in the league with any of those other five. She's just not.
Okay. So,
that's my take on it.
And when the votes came in, apparently more people agreed with Carol this time around. And Melanie was out the door, as was Team Adam. And so Amanda Brown also goes. So you've got Blake with two people left and CeeLo with two people left. And again, you have to wonder if Christina somewhere is cackling like a jackal because Team Adam is no more, and she helped direct some voters Cassidy's way. I don't know.
I blame Adam.
Conspiracy theory?
I blame Adam because, yes, Amanda should have still been there at least in the final four.
Mm-hmm.
But he let some of, in my opinion, his better people leave. He could have saved better people. So he deserves no one right now.
He deserves no quarter. Okay, but that's, again, that Melanie hatred coming through.
Aw,
and
she's
she's 17.
And she's got a cute little gap in her teeth and two-toned hair, but she's not in the league.
Maybe it was changing the color that, nixed the
That's
momentum.
what some people say.
So, going blue and black, not a good thing. But anyways, we're going down to the final four. Hopefully Andrea Blum will be with us next week, and we'll get to see what happens. At this point, it's wide open.
Yep, could go anyway.